Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your favorite rapper, producer, entrepreneur, all that and more. This is another episode of A Moment with Jay. Thank you so much. Let's get to it. I just wanted to hop on the mic. That was a shit intro. We're going to do it again. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, JusJrdn, here with another episode of A Moment with Jay. Let's get it. I just wanted to hop on the mic and say, I know the world been a little chaotic and everything. I just wanted to check and make sure everything good in the hood like sure, you know what I mean? Say hi to the fam. Okay, let's get to work. What up? So what you like? Yo, what is up with everybody? We back again. Thank you again. Just shout out to everyone listening. Y'all the illest. Y'all the illest right now. So if you ain't watching this, you're just listening, you could probably tell I got a pretty flashy jacket on. It says more success. It's got a smiley face with like dollar signs for the eyes. It's got diamonds. It's got PPM. It's got it's a lot of it's in green. A lot of the textures in green, like those big money signs. Look at that right there. Ooh, that's sick. And the green screen picking it up. I got fire. I got JusJrdn, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin on fire, NFTs. I got a big PPM logo on the back. Look at that. Sick. Now, you're going to be like, yo, why you showing us this super dope jacket? Because I want to talk to you today about failures, but we'll get to that in a second. The first thing I really want to do is I want to read you a section of this book I read every day. It's called The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. It's 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. I read this every day. It's a little blip kind of thing. Every month is kind of like a main focus. So for May, the main focus was right action. So I'm just going to read. These are really short. So this is coming out May 31st. I'm going to read the May 31st one. The title of this page is called We Have But One Obligation. What is your vocation? To be a good person. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 11.5. And then this is kind of like their translation of it. The Stoics believed, above all else, that our job on this earth is to be a good human being. It is a basic duty, yet we are experts at coming up with excuses for avoiding it. To quote Belichick, again, do your job. You know, in this episode, we're going to be talking about success and failure and just kind of some things I got going on right now. But I posted on my Instagram. Anyway, so I'm jumping around too much. Let's one thing at a time. The Daily Stoic is a huge thing for me. The Stoicism is a huge thing that I became a huge fan of a few years ago when I started to work on Olympus, my album's coming out later this year. I got really into Greek and then Roman, like philosophy and just studying the culture and the history. And then actually brought me back to Africa, and then we were studying all kinds of stuff. It's all kinds of stuff. Interesting fact, did you know that they say the samurai culture spawned from the Spartan culture? Just the idea of, just that mindset and everything. I thought that was really cool. I got really into samurais and that. I've always been kind of into samurais. One of my favorite movies is with Tom Cruise called The Last Samurai. Maybe I should watch that tonight. That's a crazy movie. Tom Cruise is crazy. Let's give it up for Tom Cruise, man. What a wild motherfucker. What a wild motherfucker. He's made some crazy movies. I ain't even really like action movies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a comedy documentary type motherfucker. But Tom Cruise got some crazy. Last Samurai. I'm gonna go check that out tonight, actually. I'm gonna go. I think it's on Netflix, maybe. I don't know. One of them. Anyways, Stoicism. Now, I just thought that was cool. I was just looking ahead and just seeing what was in that book, and I thought it really tied into what I wanted to talk to y'all about today. And you know, I consider myself to be one of the most successful people that I know. And you might be looking at me like, why, Jay? It's because, man, I'm so focused on the stuff that's not material, you know, and I focus so much on my health, on taking care of others, and trying to become the best person that I can be. Yeah, I want lots of money, but only as a resource. Just like, you know, I'll be able to create better art. I'll be able to help my family and others more. I'll be able to build bigger things. I'll be able to create bigger, crazier, more inventive things. But when it comes down to it, you know, I like the person that I am, and I like who I'm becoming. You know, I'll say this one all the time. Comparison is the thief of joy. And it really, really is. Like, as long as you're focused on what you got to do, there's going to be ups and downs along the way. You know, if there's one thing that I know, I had some homies that have achieved such crazy things, man. And I'm so proud of them, you know, making bank or releasing crazy art to a huge fan base, selling out huge shows, stacking paper, helping others, all kinds of stuff. You know, I know some pretty cool people, which I'm so blessed, you know, and just to see the people around me growing and expanding and you know, everyone's faced with an array of challenges in their life, you know, financial or physical, or maybe you have an illness, or maybe you have trauma, whatever it is. Everyone has their obstacles. And, you know, as long as I think you're looking at improving yourself and your situation and impacting those around you positively, man, you're doing it. There's so much out of your control, but there's so much in your control too, you know? And I think that's what's magical. Anyways, I say all of this because I posted on my Instagram at JusJrdn on anything. And I posted a question. I said, if y'all got some questions, hit me up. So my boy, Cool Dude Hunted CA, posted 2 questions. And this first one is, they say we learn and grow more from our mistakes than successes. Do you have any stories about that? Great question. This is a great dude. Actually, huge shout out to him because he's the one who edited the A Moment with Jay pick to have that like variance in shading, one's black and white and one's and man, I was like in color, and I was like, yo, that's so sick. You gotta let me use that. He's like, please, man, ideas. This guy's dope. He's like, you know, things are meant to be shared. Super dope, dude. He told me a crazy story. One night I was performing at this venue. It's like a cannabis club. Shout out the Moon. And I love it there, man. I love it there. I love Dave. I love everyone who comes. I always performing there. Man, they treat me so nicely. It's such a blessing. And I just love the vibe. I just feel like it's just my vibe, you know. I get to go on there, Cool stage, cool setup. It's really cool. It's a spot here in Edmonton. It's on the DL, but it is crazy, y'all. Crazy. I love it. I love who owns it. I love who goes and visits. It's crazy. You gotta check it out. Shout out Dave. So this motherfucker told me a crazy story after, but he's a sick guy. Everyone, I can't say enough good things. So the question is, again, he said, they say we learn and grow more from our mistakes than our successes. Do you have any stories about that? Now, man, I could go for days. I could go for days about the mistakes and the failures that I have, and it's one of the parts of my life that I'm not ashamed of, all the failures that I have under my belt are because I try things. I try things that are so drastically out of my comfort, knowledge, and skill zone all the time. Why? Because it allows me to grow. You should check out my resume, man. My resume, wow, right now. It's crazy. And it's just because I've never been scared to do things. Well, obviously, I've been scared, and I still am scared, and those are parts of me that I'm looking for and searching for. Why am I scared to do this? Why am I hesitant to try this? But I think, and you know what? I haven't always been this way, especially when I was younger, I was very shy. Because I was always scared to get embarrassed. I remember one time I tried out for track and field, and you used to run. There was these super long hallways at my elementary school, and I think I was in grade 4 or 5. I don't know, maybe grade 3. I don't know. I want to say grade 4. And there's only room in this hallway for 2 people to run. I don't know why. I think it's because it was only long, our gym wasn't long enough to do a time straight sprint. So we ran in the hallway. This is wild now that I'm saying this. And so you would run in pairs, and there would be a person on each side, to press stop or something. I don't know. I can't really remember. But anyways, everyone, whoever you were with, it didn't matter. You just stood in the line next to. And I can't even remember who I was running against. But I went and me and whoever was beside me, one of my classmates, we sprint down this hallway, and it's maybe 50 meters, maybe 25. I can't remember. And that person beats me. And I finished a few seconds after them. And I just remember crossing that line, and I don't know who said it. But all I remember was someone saying, "Wow, Jordan's slow." And man, that killed me for the longest time. It killed me in that moment, and it killed me for so many, and it prevented me from doing a lot of things. However, what it did do was motivate me to start getting fit. And I remember starting to shoot basketball more and just trying to be more active. And, maybe that's something that changed my life. But I just remember it hurting so badly in that moment. And I remember for the longest time after that being nervous and being scared of judgment from others. That fear of failure. And I think that was one of the biggest things for me to overcome. And maybe a lot of people in my life are like, "What? You scared of failure? Scared of what others thought?" I'm at a point now where I don't give a fuck. But for the longest time, absolutely. And even, when I was first dropping music and stuff, the confidence I had, or I was presenting, was a false confidence. It's not like the confidence that I have now. You know, before it was like, okay, I gotta project confidence even when I'm not confident. But now, after much self exploration and doing hard things and succeeding at hard things and not dying when I fail, I think so much of us as humans, it all roots back to death. It all roots back to death. And this is a crazy story. Only a few people have heard this story, but it's a crazy story. So I got really into meditation. And I'm still really into meditation, but not to the extent of the time that I'm willing to invest. Like I invested a lot of time. I was meditating 30 minutes every day, and then I might have even been meditating an hour every day, and then 2 or 3 hours on Saturday and Sunday. I was meditating a lot at my prime. I mean, I built up for years, then I was meditating for a long time. But while I was learning meditation and all that, I remember one night I was like, okay, let's just meditate for as long as I can. You know, let's not set a timer. Let's not do a guided meditation today. And let's just see what happens, you know? And I remember this was in an old house that I used to live in, and there was this like shitty garage that I used to make music in. And I remember just like kind of laying on the floor. There was enough space in there to have some workout equipment and stuff. And I just remember laying on this floor. It was clean and everything, with like a pillow and like a blanket or something, just laying there and just focusing on my breathing in and out. And I set like a stopwatch. So I was like, okay, we're going to go start and lay back down. And I get into this, I start breathing and focusing on my breathing, taking bigger inhales, big, long exhales, and holding both the exhale and the inhale in. So hold, exhale, hold, and get longer pauses, you know, longer inhale, longer exhale, bigger pauses. And I remember getting to this point where I was like, man, I felt so relaxed. Like I felt like one with everything. I've only ever had this kind of experience with psychedelics too, with magic mushrooms, but this is when I've achieved it meditatively. And it felt like I was like I was here, but I was also everywhere. Like it felt like I had no skin almost. Like, you know how they say you're like 99% space? I felt like I felt that 99% space. And I felt like this deep inner connection with everything and everyone and the entire universe and everything. Like, you know, that real hippie, crazy spiritual shit where you're like, oh my God, we are all the same thing. You know, like, what is everything? We're stars. We are the beginning. We are the end. You know, I am you. You are me. There is only, you know, us, one. You know, and that's where that whole one love, one heart, Bob Marley's a genius, you know. Love is really the only answer. Anyways, so I'm having this experience, and I'm like, oh my goodness, wow. Like, not even wow, just like, yes. This is just what it is. And I continue to be doing these breathing. And it feels like I can inhale, hold my breath, exhale, hold my breath. And it feels like I can go for forever. Like I can barely feel even my heartbeat. It's like, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Like it's slow, even slower than that. Like, you know, like my breathing's slow. My heart rate is so slow. And I'm like, I remember just taking this exhale and being like, if I wanted to, I feel like that could be the last exhale I ever take. You know? And I could just hold this breath and fade away into oneness with everything. And that was a crazy experience that I had. And I can't remember how long or anything. I had that moment in my head, but I remember holding that exhale and being like, wow. Like every breath, like, you don't have to keep breathing. And one day you will be forced to stop breathing. You will no longer be able to take a breath. And in that moment, I was like, wow. If I take another inhale, it's so that I can keep living, I can keep experiencing, and, eventually there's going to be nothing or the next thing depending upon what you believe. But all I'm pretty certain is that there's not going to be this exact same thing that we're in right now. It's how we're experiencing this existence right now. And so I was like, that's cool. I want to go and experience as many things as possible. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the love, the heartbreak, the living, the dying, the nature, the robots. It's a crazy world. And I remember taking another inhale and exhale, kind of like wiggling my toes and wiggling my fingers and kind of like bringing myself back into the room that I was in. And I remember slowly opening my eyes and I was like, oh man, that must have been like 20 minutes, that didn't even feel like it could have been 5 minutes. Like it didn't even feel like I was laying there very long. I was like, oh man, whew. That was the craziest. I look over the stopwatch, 90 minutes, 2 hours. Can't remember exactly. I was laying there for so long. I was like, oh my goodness. But the amount of peace and connection I got from that was crazy. And so I say all of that to say that, I have a different kind of confidence now. Because my fear of what other people think, they're going to be dead. That's my whole thing. It's like, you can't be scared of what other motherfuckers are going to think of you. I know they say your reputation is so important, but I think more people care what other people have to think about. I think most people care more about what others think about them than what they think about themselves when they're alone. And I think that's the most important thing you can strive for. If you can like you when no one else is around, it's crazy. And I love me. I fucking love Jay. Am I perfect? And I say this all the time. Absolutely not. But I'm working so hard at trying to be better. And so I say all of this to come to my mistakes. I think I'll try to do so many things. And I think one of my biggest repeated mistakes is when I fail, I tend to sever relationships. It's hard for me. It's easy for me to learn from what I did, move on, take better steps, be better prepared, But, and maybe this is just a part of life, but so often I fail and some kind of relationship gets distorted. Maybe not hatred or something like that, but things get distorted. And this is one thing that I'm working through the most, because it's the thing that I think if I can figure out better, will help me succeed the most as a person and in business and all kinds of things. because I love working with lots of people. I work with people all the time. Shout out to the motherfuckers. It took like 3 people to get this jacket made. You know, the dude in LA who drew it up, the manufacturer. BP was running the website at the same time. So, you know, there's so many people involved just to get this design made and out. Oh man, it's so cool. And that's why I wore it today, because it says more success. When I dropped this hoodie, and it's one of my best selling products that I've ever made. It is called the More Love hoodie. And let's talk about this failure, just because dude's question. This More Love hoodie, and it's a sick hoodie. I still wear it. And people were buying it. Super sick, super sick, super sick. So I was like, okay, I'll make another thing. And then I made this More Success. And, you know, I didn't even post it because I was getting such bad reviews from people I was showing it to. And I was like, you know, maybe not mine. You know, maybe it's too cartoonish. Maybe it's too out there. Maybe it's too flashy. But More Success, I was like, man, I love this shit. So this was a flop. But it never got a chance. And you know what? Maybe that was my fear of letting other people's judgment not let me succeed. But I thought it was. I was just like, oh, people don't. What do y'all think? Leave it in the comment. Whatever. What y'all think of the hoodie or the jacket? Anyways, I say all of that. To say that I have so many stories of failure, and I'm failing constantly, all the time. Like, for instance, one of the biggest things that I fail on a daily, I thought I was saying that wrong, is making music. I make music 5-6 days a week, no matter what. And I do 90% of all of it by myself. And, you know, it's a lot of work. It's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to stay that creative. And for instance, right now I'm working on the album Mr. J and the Heartbroken Homies, which is like EDM. I'm not an EDM guy. I got a couple EDM tracks, like dance tracks, and I was like, man, I really want to explore this side more while I continue to work on the hip hop side and the other music that I try, R&B and stuff. But holy shit, the learning curve to go from one genre to the other and try to produce music that's, you know, of pretty good quality. Again, I'm failing every day. I was working on this track, I think, for 4 or 5 hours last night. No, because I worked on it in the morning too, so probably 6 or 7 hours. A couple hours in the morning, a couple hours late at night. And even so last night and then this morning again, I was working on a track and I just couldn't get figured out. You know, a couple parts of it sound good, but it's all these metal pieces that are like, you know, and I hold myself to such a high standard. And so it's like constantly losing. Even when I do, so I do all of this work to make a song, and then when I have a song that I think is ready, and then I get all of the stuff ready for the marketing of it, the distribution and all that, which I have to say, when I first started making music, you could only really put it out on CD, and I remember Spotify was pretty new, and it was just much harder and much more expensive. Now, distribution, like to get stuff on Spotify and the rest of the world could cost you like maybe $50 a year or something. You know, it's relatively inexpensive. What's hard is to get people to commit to listening to your music. You know, because music is one of those things that's interesting because it's not a physical product necessarily. It can become a physical product, like Olympus coming out on vinyl, but it's not a tangible thing. Like it's it's like, you know, like when you paint a picture, the painting is there. It's real. You can touch it. But music is different, man. You know, it's vibrations. It's still a physical thing. Oh man, that's a crazy. Maybe I'll go into it one day. How music impacts our physical being as humans is crazy. How it plays on hormone release and how it plays on increasing, decreasing respiration and heartbeat. Oh man, it does so many crazy things. It's wild. Anyways, I won't sidetrack on that, but it's just a different type of thing. So it's like you do all these failures to have this invisible thing that you're trying to get other people to commit time to, because that's the biggest thing. Unlike a picture, which is like a physical thing, you know, you buy it and then you have this thing. Music is interesting because it's a time commitment. You know, it's an experience. It's like going somewhere as opposed to owning something. Like when you sit and you listen to a song, that's 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe something crazy like 12 minutes, but like, you know, relatively, well, now it's getting shorter, like 2 minutes of your life that you have to commit. And then hopefully, if you really like it, that's something you want to commit to often, you know, and that's what a good song is. A good song is a lot of people who want to experience it, you know. I think there's value in experiencing that again and again and again. And the best kind of arts are inexhaustible. I saw this post by Rick Rubin, who's a famous music producer. Produced, you know, I think 99 Problems by Jay-Z, but he's also done like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Johnny Cash, like the legends of the legends. This guy's an OG. And he said the best form, I'm butchering it, but it's the best form of art is inexhaustible. And it's so true. It's like, how many times can you listen to a Bob Marley song? Always for forever. One Love, that's one of the greatest pieces of art ever made, you know. It's crazy. But I say all that to say that I've learned the most through my failures. I've done a lot of cool things, and we're talking about failure so much. I wanted to talk about a couple of the huge successes that I've had as well, especially in the music stuff. Maybe not huge successes, but successes I've had. And I've learned so much more from the stuff that didn't work than the stuff that did work. And that's always, I think, my biggest lesson there. It's like, man, fail more. Eventually you're going to succeed. So, you know, because it gets hard, man, you know, especially if you're taking a bunch of L's. You know, I took a bunch of L's to end 2022, and oh man, that was hard. It's hard, and I'm still recovering. You know, failures aren't without their consequences, but it's to take all that and to propel you forward. You know, I've been watching more education stuff on marketing and stuff, and I'm just so inspired to think even bigger than I'm thinking. You know, my original goal with Olympus was to sell 1,000 vinyls, and I'm like, man, I think we can do that. Let's try to sell 10,000 vinyls. That's thinking big. And then now with that in mind, with that goal to finish off this Olympus era, you know, I'm trying to make a huge impact with the art. You know, these last few music videos, I'm dropping a new song at the end of June. Then we got Olympus 2, which will be coming out alongside Olympus 1, the vinyl. So I'll drop Olympus 1, and then we're dropping boom, 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 5 crazy singles from Olympus 2. Crazy tracks. And we're just going to keep pushing the vinyl. Because with those 10,000, that's going to like what my vision for Mr. J and the Heartbroken Homies, oh my God, how I'm going to end this Olympus era, people are going to be like, holy shit, this dude is the artist here, and that's what all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show these motherfuckers that I am the best, and I believe that because I'm putting in the work. And it's hard. I know there's people working, but it's hard to say people working harder than Jay. It's very hard to say that, Have I taken some huge L's? Absolutely. Have I pissed some people off? Hell yeah. Bring it in the back. Hell yeah. Have I pissed some people off? Hell yeah. So many people. Not intentionally, though. And I'm trying to be better. I want us all to succeed. I want us all to win. Sometimes it's just hard, It's just hard, but we trying to do better. So now with these, I have so much momentum. I'm creating art every day. I'm losing every day. I'm putting out content. I'm trying to create more content, and some content does great. And it's the weirdest content. I did this Kendrick Lamar tier list thing. Boom, people loving it. I was trying to do some more emotional things. Boom, it was getting like 5 likes, views and shit. So it's like we learning every day. But it's like I'm no longer defined by my failures, and I don't like to be defined by my successes either, because those things aren't who I am as a person, and that goes back to stoicism. I'm a musician, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm a human being, and I'm just trying to help other humans too. That's always the biggest thing is with the art, and even when I run boot camps, that's why I'm still running boot camps. It's the amount of value and purpose I can help bring to people to improve their lives. Even that 1 hour workout session with me, man, you're going to be feeling good for at least the rest of your day, if not the next couple of days. And then maybe that was enough of a push to get you moving, or at least having a conversation about improving your health or moving around more. It's crazy. It's crazy what even just a little bit of exercise will do for you. But the same thing with my concerts. And I just like big groups of people. I think I operate the best in large groups. One-on-ones and very small interactions, and then very large groups. I don't like the medium. I don't like when there's a couple. Things get complicated for me. One-on-ones, if there's 3 or 4 people, cool. But if it gets bigger than that, and then big. The bigger the better. Let's operate like that. Bigger concerts, bigger boot camps, more streams, more views. Let's do that. But I'm just trying. Like after a concert and stuff, one of my cousins said one of the best compliments I ever received in my life ever. We had a conversation one night. My studio was in my garage still. It's just a nicer studio now, nice garage. But we were talking outside. It was a beautiful sunny day, so we were just outside in front of the garage, and we had this talk. We had this talk for, I don't know, hours. Like he just popped by one day just to say, what up? And we ended up talking, I don't even know, hours and hours and hours. And we were saying goodbye and everything. And he's like, you know what? Every time we talk, every time I leave a conversation with you, I feel like I can do anything that I want to. I was like, yeah, because I believe that you can, And I think that's just what I want from people. I want people to achieve what they want. I want people to know that all the struggles and stuff are worth it. You can put yourself in an uncomfortable situation to achieve big things. I believe that. You got to work hard. And working hard isn't just putting in the time and the effort, but it's about dealing with the times where you take the L. Like, it's like, okay, no, it sucked when I wasn't making any money, but now it sucked that everybody hate me, or it feels like everybody hate me. It feels like I let down a bunch of people. Everyone lost because I lost. That's a crappy feeling. And it's so public. That's another thing. When I my first public failure, man, that was the thing that killed me. But that was one of the biggest things that showed me, that's what introduced me. That really what got the Olympics even really started. That was a long time ago too. I was supposed to go on tour, and all this stuff was going wrong. I broke up with my girlfriend, broke up with me, and all this stuff was going wrong. I had all this money, and then all of a sudden I had no money, and it was crazy. I was supposed to go on tour. People were trying to sue me. It was all at once. It was a crazy time in my life, and this was before I got into the stoicism. This is before I got into the meditation, and what that really did was, the thing I was most embarrassed about, which was failing in front of people, I did on a relatively bigger scale than most people who fail at just like their job or something, because it was so public. And I remember just hiding, just going and hiding for a while. And I just didn't know how to recover, I just didn't know how to get back. I felt like crap. I felt like everything that I tried just failed, because everything I did try failed. I thought everyone hated me, all kinds of stuff. It was a wild time, and but then, it was through stoicism, reading. Actually, I got that. So I'm going to credit a lot of things with reading. I read the book The Alchemist. And I always say that's my favorite book, because that's the book that made me love reading again. And that book's crazy. I'm gonna have to read that book again. And it's just about this journey, highs and lows of life. Just to keep going, things are going to suck. Things are going to be really bad. Worse than I've already faced. And that's okay, But you'll survive and you'll move on, and just keep aiming for your goals, and, things will work out. Things might look bad right now, and things might get worse later. But it will all work out. And so then I started learning more, and then I was like, you know what? I just failed. I discredited all the success that I was having prior to that. And just because the timing of everything sucked, obviously everything failing at once was awful, but, and that's why it was hard to deal with. But that's another thing, is it's taught me to be more resilient, and I failed, and I made mistakes again, but I failed better. I failed better this most recent time. And maybe to people on the outside, they're still like, yo, fuck Jay, fuck that. I'm still not perfect at it. But this last time I failed way better than I failed prior. And to me, looking back on that, I'm like, yeah, Jay, we killing it, bro. I mean, we still gotta up the bank, up the streams, up the ticket sales, up the vinyl sales. We got goals. But dog, you're always going to fail. You're always going to fail, but that can't stop the successes, It can't stop you from being scared of trying to succeed. And man, I'm getting myself hype, So it's just like, you're gonna lose, but learn to lose better, from an emotional standpoint, from a conflict resolution standpoint, because that's the one thing that I just don't do conflict very well, because I'm so peace and love, and everything will be okay. We'll get it. We'll work on it. We'll improve. We'll learn. But it's like, sometimes you just got to take the L right here. But it's okay. Get better. Improve. Situations will get better. You'll get better if you try. And if you keep trying and keep failing, you'll keep improving. And then who knows what you'll succeed at, man. Oh my God, this is delicious. It's coffee mixed with a chocolate protein shake. It's amazing. Wow, I didn't think I was going to talk about that for so long. Thank you for the awesome question. Yeah, shoot me some. If you ever got a question, let me know. Shoot them in the comments. But we talk about failure for so long. I want to talk about some of the crazy things I've been succeeding at. Man, one thing I really wanted to get my health back in check, improve my eating, I exercise regularly. That's usually not the problem. The problem is the intensity level. So last couple of weeks, my intensity been through the roof. Last week I tried to make I made some jerky. Man, I killed this. The oven and shit took a little bit longer, but I killed this jerky. I'm eating healthy as a motherfucker right now, losing weight, meditating, doing my breath work, staying diligent with my practice, trying to up my content game for y'all. I'm going to try to now that I'm more in the swing of making these podcasts, now I'm going to start reaching out, hopefully get some homies on here, and then also create some other content for y'all as well while we're waiting for some of the songs to drop and all that. So those are some little successes, but it's like, man, the other day, yes, check it. I just crossed 500,000 streams across all my platforms. Now, to some motherfuckers, that may not seem to like a lot, but that's 500,000 streams. Man, let me just put some things into perspective. You gotta. I might take so many L's, but like my first single that I put out back in like 2016, I think, was called, maybe even sooner than 2014. I don't know. One of those was called Bounce. Bounce to this day has like 2,500 streams. The last song I put out with David, Chasing the Feeling, got that many streams in like 3 weeks. So it's just like, man, I'm so blessed to be what I'm doing, and it's only improving. It may seem slow, but that's okay. I just gotta keep pushing it. Same thing with the podcast. It's doing better than I initially thought, but it's still slow, and that's okay, because it's like I'll keep going. I'll keep trying to improve as a podcaster now, and I'll keep trying to put out better content, more content, whatever it is, to succeed at what I'm trying to succeed at. But that was huge. I'm writing some grants. Shout out to the Canadian government for that, at least, is that they have a grant system, and it really helps artists, because it costs a lot of money to make stuff, especially in Canada, because we have such a big, like, for instance, like to tour in Canada is so expensive because of just how big it is for as few people as it is. You could go to the States and hit 4 or 5 major cities in a couple of hours. Within each other, it's just like you got to drive for so long, and it's so long to get to places in Canada. So there's lots of grants and stuff like that. So I'm going over grants, so I've been updating my bio and my resume and stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, you look at things day to day, and the little things, you don't see, one more subscriber, 100 more streams today, but it adds up. It adds up over time, and when you can take a step back every once in a while and look at it, you're like, wow, we might not be where I want to be, but we are further than we were, and that's always great. And then, just that whole idea of thinking even fucking bigger. It's like, you should be thinking even bigger. And then that's where it's like, okay, I wanted 1,000 vinyls, and it's like 10, and 10,000. That's all there ever will be. There will only ever be 10,000 Olympus records, vinyl records, and that's it. That's it. I'm doing 10,000 vinyl records for Olympus, and that's it. It will never be on streaming. It will never be on anything. This will be the song I'm dropping in June. This will be the last song that comes out from Olympus that's not on the vinyl. And then that's it, And I'm thanking everyone who has pre-ordered the vinyls. That's helped a lot. And now I just got a ton of work to do to sell the rest of them, you know. But this album, you know, I think it's not the start of something because it's already been going, but it's just going to be that next big, wow, okay. You know, once we're done with this Olympus era and then we move on to the Mr. J era, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be, you know, on the tail end of the Olympus era. You know, it's taught me so much. I've grown so much. I've failed so much. I've succeeded so much. I've learned so much. And now I'm excited to apply all of that and then come towards this next album, Mr. J and the Heartbroken Homies, and really level things up. So I'm super excited about that. You know, I'm just motivated. I feel excited. Things ain't always easy, you know. I still I'm failing all the time, but I'm trying hard. I'm learning and I'm growing. And yeah, I'm super excited. And again, just the kind of mindset. I'm producing music every day on top of creating the content, on top of writing resumes, or not writing resumes, writing grants, and you know, pitching for shows. You know, spending all day, every day, morning to night, other than working out and hanging with my fam. I'm so focused right now. You know, I want to achieve. I had big goals, but now I got bigger goals, and I'm like, oh yes, this is why you need to, because it's like your motivation changes. You get hungrier. You know. Speaking of hungry, this comes out Wednesday. So tonight will be my last meal. I'm calling it quits at 7 or 8 o'clock. I can't remember the number I wrote down. And I'm doing a 72-hour fast. You know, I need one of these to kind of kick my ass, challenge me again. I've been doing good with the training, and then it's like I always feel like a nice 72-hour fast. You know, your body feels great. You know, it's brutal, especially day 3. But I've been eating so clean, so I want to go into this clean eating. I want to, you know, start the end and start the month off. Beast mode, you know, and I want to conquer June. You know, I'm so focused on approaching each day with just this hunger and this excitement, you know, for everything, every little challenge. I'm gonna figure them all out. You know, I got. It's funny, you know. It's like some people want to ask me what my goals are and stuff, and they're like, "What, man? What?" You know. It's like I just, you know, I want a $3 raise in my job, and that's cool too. That's what your goal is. But it's like, man, I want to sell 10,000 albums. What you gonna do? How you gonna do that? You'll see by being the best, and being consistent. I am the best, and I'm just gonna be more consistent with displaying that. And so that's why I'm excited to be, you know, dropping this song. This song coming out in June is one of my favorite songs that I've ever made. And I'll talk more about that song when we make some more announcements around it. But I'm so excited for this. And then the last 5 the 5 tracks we're dropping from Olympus 2. Oh, crazy tracks. Oh man. Yeah, we're just in the middle of finishing those off right now too. So exciting. So yeah, we're gonna finish off with this fast. Crazy. Yeah, that's wild, man. Success and failure, man. Success and failure. If that's not what life is about, I don't know. You just gotta ride the highs and lows, and you just gotta have your purpose and stay focused, you know. Sometimes you're gonna lose, sometimes you're gonna suck, but that's okay. Suck less, be better. You know, it's okay. We're all just human. We all just trying to make it through. So that being said, I think we're gonna wrap it up right there. I don't know what I thought. This wasn't even really. We got into it. I think this was a great podcast. We talked about some real shit. We talked about some things that I like the most, you know, goals. And I would love to hear what some of y'all goals are too right now. Or write in the comments. Let's have a discussion. What are you working on right now? Do you have a project coming? Are you trying to improve your situation? You're trying to improve your health? What's your goal? What's your goal no matter what it is? And the bigger the goal, the more hype I'm going to get. So let me know what your goals are. Comment them below. If you got any questions, feel free to message me, to comment. Questions are cool. And man, thank you so much again for everyone listening, for everyone out there. These are always fun to do. I can't wait to do more. I can't wait to connect with some other people and do some more with them as well. And I just feel grateful and blessed. And man, I feel good right now. This was a very, very therapeutic session for me. I feel nice. I feel nice right now. You know, I've been eating clean. After this, I'm going to edit this podcast. I got to do a little bit more fitness stuff. And then I'm making music, writing grants for the rest of the night. Just feel very privileged to be doing what I'm doing. There's lots that I need to figure out. Lots of problems that I still need to solve. But, you know, we're working at it. We're working at it the best that we can. Life is complicated, but it doesn't mean that it's not beautiful. You just got to go out there and try. You're going to fail, but you're going to succeed. So if you keep going, you're going to succeed eventually. You're going to hit that home run. And there's so many cool sayings. Like, my brother was telling me one. It's of Kobe Bryant. He says, booze don't block dunks. Oof. Come on now. Can't be scared of what other motherfuckers saying, especially motherfuckers who are not cheering for you, because they ain't gonna stop you. You know, the motherfuckers that comment that the music sucks, they ain't gonna buy it. I ain't gotta worry about you. But you're not gonna prevent people from listening though. It's like, yo, bro, get out the way. I ain't even got time for you. You know, get out of here. You just got perseverance, man. Keep grinding. Stay consistent. Dream big. Go out there. Fight. Be hungry. Be unwilling to settle with the L. Find a way to win. There's always a way to win. But then don't be defined by your victories as well. You know, be a good person. That's what being a good person for. That's the journey, you know. I guess that's where they say that's the journey. You know, it's not the game you play, but how you play the game. Oof. And maybe that's how we'll end it. I wish you nothing but success. More love. More success. Apologies, I'm dying. Oh my goodness, I'm dying. Whew. Anyways, if that's not a sign to wrap up, I don't know what is. Whew. I hope you have the most beautiful week. You're a beautiful soul. More love, more success, new music coming. Check me out at JusJrdn. Follow, like, send this podcast to someone that you love, someone that you hate even. Who cares? Send the podcast to someone. I hope you have a great week. I'll catch y'all next week. This has been A Moment with Jay.
Just like that, I like that. Stay dreaming, scheming, homie. Don't let the haters weigh you down. Smoke the split the list, you will know the word of y'all. Favor not, know the word, know the words in your favor. I hope you know, with every darker night, there's a brighter day. Through the chaos, we'll be okay. Sending nothing but positive vibes your way. Love for always. Jay.